Welcome back. One thing I've mentioned before in my own struggle around perfectionism and how that impacts my life and my creative process is that concept of control, right? By wanting to control every little thing, by wanting to be perfect, I hobbled myself, actually, and I stunted and limited both my life and my creative expression. And this used to come up in my reactions also to people's responses to my creativity. I remember quite clearly a dance performance that I thought had not gone well. And someone came up to me afterwards to thank me for the performance and to tell me how wonderful the dancing had been. And it took everything in me to say thank you. That was a huge lesson for me because I wanted to say, "What are you talking about? That was a terrible performance." Thankfully, something in me recognized how deeply disrespectful that was going to be to this person who was sharing their excitement at what they thought was a beautiful dance performance. The thing it took me longer to comprehend was how disrespectful I was being to myself and my creative process. My perfectionism was getting in the way. And looking back on it now, frankly, I can see the ways in which it infected my dancing and made me probably stiffer than I needed to be. Those moments where I was able to be filled with the joy of dancing probably felt a whole lot more perfect than the ones in which I was trying to control every movement and making sure I got it right. So what can we control? We can control time. So time spent practicing and creating. We can control the number of words, the number of sketches, right? We can control the stages of a project. From conception to gathering materials to doing the weaving or the carving or writing, crafting the song, recording the song, whatever our stages are. So what we can control are units. What we can't control is that great river of creativity. So I want us to think about, what can I control? And what are my allies and support systems for doing that? Is it using the Pomodoro method of setting a timer and going for 15 minutes at a time and then taking a 5-minute break? Is it doing something like Julia Cameron's morning pages? Is it making sure I do a sketch every day? Is it going to a class? Is it making sure I take a walk with my camera? Those are things we can control. So let's find ways to support that rather than listening to all the ways in which perfectionism tells us we can't. Let's figure out ways that we can. Blessed be.